that this is an option that somebody is missing. We know the students have a lot of tasks and obligations, and now it's quite an important period of the studying here. Can even later join and receive all needed information. A lot of videos are prepared and that are going to be presented, especially on Thursday.
Thursday, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Um, all the materials are going to be available online for you to share with your colleagues, students, and also to use in future for your knowledge and for upgrade of your knowledge for running. And our lecturer, Klemen Laurencak, also confirmed that uh, um, he will be available later every month for kind of follow up for some questions, some let's say following your development in the field of running and physical preparation, and that would be also a nice period and option to maybe have kind of interaction with you if you have some doubts, questions, or anything to discuss about with task of students. So it's now let's say few minutes past 4, and we will share a PowerPoint presentation. But before I do this, I will kindly ask Andrei Pischel, as he is representative of EUSA, as a most important partner of the project, maybe just for some words. Please, Andrei.
Thank you very much, Alesh, and hello, everyone. We are extremely happy and proud that Timing Ljubljana and Ljubljanski Marathon have decided to work with EUSA on the European Students' Run. And it's a joy to see 15 countries taking part. And we look forward to see not only these 50 participants from only these 15 countries, but also others to take part. I would not take more of your time and focus from the content first to understand a little bit more about the project and your roles, but then also about the content itself, why you are here. But thank you again, and I wish us all best of luck at this project and also today.
Thanks, Andrei. And yeah, now I can see almost 40 participants. Yeah, it's time to start. In any case, one small task for all of you. Please use chat and just type the country where you are from and which university or faculty is linked. Official application for the participation to this workshop. So we would like to see who is with us and from which country. So just use the chat and type name and of course surname and country and also university. And meantime, I will prepare the PowerPoint presentation so we are then able to start. Okay, so I can see that chat is in progress. Yes, and meantime, I can maybe present shortly, briefly, the project. Runners4All European Students Run, the title of the project. It is a kind of not-for-profit sport event project, supported by the Erasmus Plus sport program. Together with EUSA and City of Ljubljana, we decided to prepare a kind of testing event for European Championship in marathon run that should be every year under patronage of the EUSA. And for this first presentation of a kind of testing event, we selected Ljubljanski Marathon as a really important event in Slovenia, and also abroad, quite well recognized and well known, that covers different events like children's run, run for disabled, 10 kilometers, 21 and half marathon and marathon run. And also some side activities are also every year part of the event in October. And that was the reason to prepare an application for the Erasmus Plus call. We were successful, and we have now opportunity to prepare all needed for the future. And the future will go together with the USA and all further events like half marathon or maybe marathon. We will see after the end of the project what is best option for students. And of course, I already mentioned the EUSA as a really important partner, Municipality of Ljubljana, since Ljubljana Marathon hosted by City of Ljubljana. And we have quite a big number of associated partners that come from different countries. And this is kind of obliged part of projects with financial support by Erasmus+. Project officially will end in June 2026. So we will have enough time to prepare some guidelines and recommendations for future organizers of events. And one of the really important part of the project is that we raise awareness on the preparation of athletes for the competition. Especially in our case, we have students. It's not enough just to organize a kind of event and a kind of running competition. We wanted with the project to raise awareness on the importance how to prepare every runner, how to prepare yourself for the competition, to compete and to participate in safe way, and to improve your skills, running skills, and all this that is really important. Running is kind of basic sport activity, and it's open to wide audience. But if we do wrong, and if we overestimate our capability at the event, that might cause some difficulties and health problems, and we want to avoid all this. And we wanted that all students, and not only students, all participants feel really well and nice when they compete and participate to the event, and even after, so that they will have kind of motivation to continue with the activities. And of course, if we want this, we would like that they have kind of good experience, not bad experience. And students, you are a really important target group. A lot of students are active, but a lot of students are not active at all. And we want to change this. And of course, with invitations to the running trainings, some other running activities. This is something what we would like to change and what we would like to do. And sure, we know that from Ljubljana, we cannot operate all the events and activities and tasks in your countries. Therefore, we proposed to select and accept kind of selected students for a position of the students' mentors. We can even talk about changing the title student mentor. It might not be the best option. Maybe that would be better that you have a kind of title like young ambassadors, or running marathon run young ambassadors. I don't know. I really would like to ask you to think about that option, and maybe on the last day of our workshop we can even open the discussion how to change and adapt this title. But anyway, the title is not so important as it is the program which we have. And when we talk now about the tasks of mentors of those students that are now with us, you are with us, or maybe some will join later. Well, it is to connect with project partners and associate partners and apply for this position. You sign a kind of statement and confirm your aim, interest to participate in the program. Of course, you need to fill the application form that we have all the data we need, and we will keep the personal data in all these GDPR rules. And then, of course, to attend to these workshops, maybe even later, if you want to continue interaction with us, as we already announced, our main lecturer will be available in the end of May, end of June, and then in September at least twice for additional consultation and kind of maybe even individual approach if you want, some kind of advice, and that will be kind of follow up what's happening and what's going on in your country and what you've been able to change. And now we have those 3 days of workshops. We hope we will end even earlier than 8 p.m. But anyway, we promise to have enough time, and we will answer to all your needed questions. Okay, so the important part after workshops, you will receive some data and some forms which you will use for reporting your activities and activations in your country. We will ask you to organize one workshop, if we say so. It's a kind of gathering of students that would like to prepare themselves for a running event, or maybe they just want some kind of practice and training. You are going to be able to present some useful information, how to start to see the videos, how to run, what about the running techniques, and so on. And you will collect some basic information from those who will participate to those workshops and have interest and aim to participate, because we would like to provide to all those actively involved kind of t-shirts and even some maybe additional items, promotional items. Your most important role and aim is to encourage students to join running training session and to be prepared for the European Students Run if they are planning to arrive in October to Ljubljana, or at least that they prepare themselves appropriately to maybe some other events and activities in other countries, but not as part of European Student Run. So this is the important part. We don't expect a kind of big numbers, or we even didn't limit this to a kind of number you need to reach, but more as students you have, better it is. That means that we follow our aim, that we move and we activate the students to be active, and this is the message we want to share with them, to be active and to use running as an important kind of activity, quite easy but important and very accessible. And of course, students are then requested to report about the activities. We need, of course, to report then to European Commission what happened, when were trainings, what were the, let's say, topics you discuss about, maybe some additional ideas and questions or wishes from students how to continue. And we know that a lot of university already, without this project, organize a lot of preparational events and activities, even organize some running events. Share all this information with us, with your colleagues from other countries, and we really believe that it could be really useful for all participants. And always do take some photos from the trainings or from the activities, at least some that you will be able to share with us. Uh, Post on social and digital media, kind of report on implementation or progress, what you are doing. It would be also very useful for the promotion of the events and activities. And of course, that as many as possible students come to Ljubljana and to participate to the event. And this is the, let's say, those are some basic tasks that are requested from students' mentors. And I'm sure you will have a lot of questions. You can ask today or even later. And if you want to have kind of individual approach, we are always available. You have our links in the invitation. When you saw the link for today's workshops, there were already a link, emails, and even cell phone numbers, so you can contact us and me, especially anytime you want. And to save the date, so the marathon run and European student run is on 19 October 2025, all-day event, starting with 10 kilometers, then half marathon and marathon run. And a day earlier, so on 18th of October, there's going to be Saturday and a special event, conference, which will lead the EUSA, and it will be an opportunity to meet together in person, to present some results of our activation and project, and also another possibility to have interaction with our coach and other lecturers, and even ask something more if you want regarding your development and development of your running skills. So this is basically about the tasks of the students. And now I open the floor for your questions. No questions. No questions yet. That's okay. But yeah, do not hesitate to stop us. We will find a time and situation that we need to explain. Uh, the tasks are already in the document you received. We hope that tasks are presented appropriately and that you don't have any doubts. It's not too much, but somehow we can say that we demand an activation, not only, let's say, following what's happening, but it is an activation, and we want to give something, of course, as a reward. So all the mentors are participating to the marathon run event free of charge. Of course, you don't need to pay any participation fee. You receive all the goodies as all other participants. So it is kind of a reward for you. Also in this way, we will send you T-shirts and also some other promotional items that you are going to get free of charge. And the most important part for you, from our point of view, is the benefit you have to listen to the lecturers and to work on your personal development and that you develop your skills. Not sure about your situation and your country, but in Slovenia, running is really popular. And a lot of trainers and coaches are working on a professional way to implement sessions and trainings, etc. So it could be a really nice job, and it's kind of opportunity for you students as well to develop yourself, and maybe even for a kind of employment career. But it's up to you what you will use and what you will learn from this part. Today you will have an opportunity to listen from a really excellent coach from Slovenia, Klemen Laurencak, was a professor at the University of Ljubljana, Faculty of Sport, now working.
No, I'm not a professor.
No, it was an assistant, an assistant, yeah, an assistant, yeah, exactly. Now working for a triathlon federation of Slovenia.
I was working for triathlon federation, yeah, now it's different.
Okay, so but anyway, Klemen will present himself, and I will pass the floor to him. And yeah, any questions now? No? Okay, so then I will slowly prepare the PowerPoint presentation of Klemen, our lecturer, and he will use the opportunity to present himself, and yeah, that will be.
Alex, sorry, I interrupted
No,
you.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Sure. Just that I have now the PowerPoint. I need some seconds. Second. Clement, if you maybe just join and start with the your personal presentation, and in time I will prepare the PowerPoint presentation. So,
hello, my name is Klemen Laurencak. I was a athlete. I was a track and field athlete when I was younger. I was running on distances from 1,500 meters to 5,000 meters, but I was only a national level athlete, nothing special. And after that, I was studying at Faculty of Sport in Ljubljana. And during the time I was studying, I started to work with running groups here in Ljubljana because 20 years ago there was a huge running boom in Slovenia with some organizations with the national newspaper organized the running group, and I was one of the coaches, and it was nice time for a few years. Then I moved on and I started working mainly in triathlon. And then I was working on Faculty of Sport, not as a professor, Aleš. I didn't go that deep, but I was working on a place of assistant of a professor, how it's called, outsourced assistant. And now I mainly work in triathlon as a professional coach, and I'm also coaching a lot of people doing marathons, triathlons. So I'm full professional coach. It's really nice work because it's very positive. You help people to get to their dreams. You help people to get more healthy, to feel good, and it's really I really like this in my at my work, that I help people to achieve something in their life. So for today, I prepared for this lecture. Yeah, sorry.
So it will just need some moment. Yeah.
We need some moment. Then we can maybe we can use this time that presentation starts. I really I really don't know. The presentation starts right now. Okay. Today we will go through the first three dots with introduction into running world. I named this like that, and then basically how to plan activities for running groups, what will be your responsibilities as a student mentor, what questions will you have, and so on. And then we will touch a bit of basic principles of sport exercise, and we will talk about endurance. And we will try to understand endurance a bit and how to plan running training really in simplified way. But before we start, I really want to know what kind of knowledge you have. I mean, not only knowledge, but what kind of experience you have with the running. So I suggest, I don't know how many we have. 40. Okay.
40,
If
if
we use like 15, 20 seconds each, if we use, we need 10 minutes, but it will help me a lot because I really don't, I really have to know what kind of public you are, if you know something about the running background. So this depends about the informations we will give to you later. So I suggest that I will call you by name. You unmute yourself. You just say your name, from which country you are, and if you have some experience with the running or sport, or if you have some experience with the leading of the groups of people. And first, Vicente.
Angel.
Maybe
You're
Marusha,
at the bottom. I'm at the...
maybe Marusha, you can call them.
Let's go in the alphabetical order.
Then you call them, and I will write it down.
So we have
Thank you.
Angelo De Cunto. Is he with us? Yeah. Angelo?
Yes.
Hey. So just a short introduction and a short description of, let's say, your running knowledge or experience, let's say.
Yes, any kind of experience with running, sport, or leading of the group of people.
Sure. Hi, I'm Angelo De Cunto, and I'm a personal trainer at the bus of Reggio Calabria. I've been running for around 2 years right now. I am not really much into the running part, even though I'm really starting to understand it in the last 2 years. And I hope I'll be a good mentor for the students in the event.
Great, thank you.
The next one is Antonio Petras. Antonio Petras is from Croatia. He left us. Hey, bravo.
So can you give us the same information, please, if you have any kind of sport or running background?
Yes, hi. My name is Antonio. I'm 23, and I have run 1 marathon and 2 half marathons. I'm also a coach at a cycle club in Dugo Selo, where I'm from, near Zagreb.
Thank you.
The next one is Antonio Scarpa. Antonio Scarpa. Obviously not with us anymore. All right.
Okay.
No. Do you hear me? Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I'm a teacher of Federation of Athletics in Italy. I teach the 2 people from 5 to 14, and now I'm following the group of runners of the 2 university in Venice, and I'm a teacher of ski alpinism for Alpine Club, Italian Alpine Club.
Okay, thank you.
The next one is Ayub Benwali.
Hey, what's up? I'm from Italy and I'm 25 and I started to run seriously 2 years ago and I always run on the sunset every morning. That's it.
Okay. Any experience with leading group of people or something similar?
I always run singular and I did 3 marathons and that's it.
Okay. Good. Thanks.
Then Blaž Grabner. Blaž?
Hi.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm Blaž from Slovenia. I trained athletics, track and field for about 5 years, and I'm still currently running. I'm also a part of like a group that's leading a run club here in Ljubljana, which gets like 50 to 70 people at some points. So yeah, we're in a group that leads them around Ljubljana.
What group would that be? Blaž, which group would that be?
Oh, sorry. Ljubljana Run Club.
Super, great.
Yeah.
Okay, naslednja, the next one is Dora Klobučar ali Klobučar.
Oh, Dora was my student is in university.
Dora? Dora left, I guess, or?
Okay.
Okay, then we have Philip. We have two Philips. One is Philip and the other one is Philip CH. Philip?
Hi, my name is Philip. I'm from Croatia. I
Right.
played football for about 13 years, and I also ran some races and runs, and I personally didn't lead any groups.
Okay, thank you.
And then we have Florian H. Florian?
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm Florian. I'm from Germany. I've been running since 2 years, mostly doing 5 and 10 kilometer distances, and I have no experience as a trainer so far.
Okay.
Then we have George Chiriani. George?
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm George, and I was a power lifter and after that a street lifter. And in the last few months, I also started to run. We, with CUS Reggio Calabria, have a running club. Although I'm not really occupied for the training part, I help coordinate everything.
Great.
Okay, the next one is then Gloria Polizzi.
Hi, I'm Gloria. I'm from Italy. I have a basic knowledge about the running world. Actually, I do weight training in the gym. But however, running represents a crucial role in my fitness journey. And I go running at least one time a week.
Then the next one is Ignacy Sakiewicz.
Hi, my name is Ignacy. I'm from Poland and I am a leader in my Polish Association sport group in my university. And this group is athletic field and track group. And I am coach and I am the I'm also taking part in competition, and I'm running 400 hurdles, 1500, but also 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, half marathons and marathons, and I think I'm good at it. Yes, so I have my own group, and I'm also a runner.
Great, thank you.
Jan H.
Yes, hello, I'm Jan from Germany. I have already participated in a few running competitions, but never trained professionally for that. And I also have no prior experience in coaching a sports group.
Thank you.
So then we have Jan Husu from EUSA. I don't know whether you're a student or...
Hello, I'm Jan, a former student from University of Ljubljana. I am a former track and field short distance runner, and currently I am a football referee at the Football Association of Italy.
Okay. Thank you, Jan.
Great.
Now we have Joanna Fernandez, and please correct me if it's Joanna or Joanna. We have to learn each other's names because we're gonna work together in the next days and months, hopefully.
Hi, my name is Joana, and
Joanna. All right.
I'm from Portugal, from the University of Lisbon. I only started my path running this year because I was part of an organizing committee of a university run here in Lisbon, and so that's my experience.
Perfect.
Jure Ripsel.
No.
Hi, I'm Jure. I'm from Slovenia. I am just a part-time runner for recreation, and I've been on some half marathons and just amateur competitions. I do not have experience with organizing sport events, but I did organize a couple of competitions and educational events for students.
Kinga Gal.
Kinga.
Kinga.
Hi everyone, my name is Kinga and I'm from Hungary. I'm not much into running, but the longest distance that I run is like 10 kilometers. And I used to be a professional powerlifter, so I'm more into weightlifting and powerlifting.
Super.
Great.
And then we have Luca Poplashen. Luca Poplashen.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Luka. I am from Croatia, and I run for fun. And also I participated in a few races, and also I'm an active handball player in Croatia.
Great. Then we have Manja Liban. Manja.
Hi, I'm Margarida. I'm a nutrition science student at the Nova Medical School. I've recently started running for the University Club. I've done a few 5 and 10 kilometer competitions organized in Lisbon.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mariana.
Hi, I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes,
Yes.
I hear you
Yeah,
fine.
but okay, great. Hello. Yeah, I'm actually the official in the project, so I
we
enter the
met.
students. I'm not the running. I'm not doing the running part, but maybe I will be motivated, so I will listen to you.
Hearing the stories, definitely one gets motivated by them. All right, then we have Margarida Mendes. No, we done that. Martina H. Sorry, Martina H.
Okay, hello, I'm Martina. I'm from Wrocław. I've been running regularly for 2 years, usually 5 and 10 kilometers, but in this year I ran a half marathon in Alicante.
Great.
Then the next one is Milia Moline.
Yes, hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I'm a French volunteer currently at EUSA as well. I'm no longer a student. I've been running for casually for fun, but I participated in a few races between 5 to 21K. And I happened to lead some groups because I was captain of the handball team when I was studying. So I had to be somehow a coach, and my teammates, they would hate me for making them run on Sundays. So yeah.
Oh, so Nicodemus Navickas from
Hi, I'm from Lithuania and I have some experience running track and field for about 8 years. I used to run 400 meters, but now I'm just getting into the longer distances.
Nicola Krause.
Hi, I'm Nicola, and I'm from Poland, but my experience with running is quite small because I am running since last year, so that's it. I am just running for
Okay.
fun.
Great. Thank you.
Great. Then we have Stefania Peta. Stefania.
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 Yeah.
Stefania Peta from Venezia.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hello.
Hi, sorry, I was into the office. I'm following the reunion as a organizer. I
All
don't
right.
run.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Then
you.
we have Simon Koncevic.
Hi.
Simon.
Shimon, like SH, Shimon.
Shimon. Super.
Yes,
Shimon.
perfect. I ran half marathon last Sunday, so I'm a bit experienced.
Okay. Then we have Thorsten. Thorsten is, I guess, the official, right? If I remember correctly.
Can you hear me?
We can
Yes.
hear you.
Yeah, okay, that's perfect. So, because I wasn't sure, I'm in a other office, code space, and yeah, my name is Thorsten Hütsch. I'm sports director of the German University Sports Federation, and I'm responsible for the project here in our federation. And I'm so happy that we are able to work together with the Duale Hochschule Baden-Württemberg. We already heard these two guys, Florian and Jan. And I'm just here today as a guest to see what you are talking about, and because I'm interested in that, I'm also a former runner. I studied sports and science and finished a lot of half marathons, or other 10 kilometers cross country races. And I'm so very interested in the topic. And I hope that the project will be great success and that Yoisa will have a long distance run championship in the near future. And yeah, it's good to see you all and good to be in the family of Yoisa. And yeah, good luck for all and for the project.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Tiana.
Yeah,
Tiana from Slovenia. Bravo.
yeah. I have been running for fun since I was a child, and other than that, I have some experience. I am a ski instructor, so with teaching sports. And the same goes for Manya. She couldn't answer earlier because her microphone is not working.
All right.
Okay.
Good. Then we have Thomas Estevais.
Hello, my name is Tomas. I'm currently studying a sports degree and I've been running for 9 years now. And I mainly do trail running in the mountains.
Vicente Albuquerque. Correct me, please.
Hi, my name is Vicente. I am studying sports science in the University of Porto. I've been running for like 2, 3 years. I've been doing 10K and half marathons, and I have some experience with teaching sports like football and basketball to like the little kids, and also like summer camp experience with like kids from the ages of 10 and to 13, 14 years old.
Weronika Grzybowska.
Okay, hi, I'm Veronica. I'm from Poland, and I don't have much knowledge about running, but I started a journey with running last year. I decided to run in half marathon, and right now, occasionally, I run like 5 or 10 kilometers. And normally, I try volleyball, so my condition it's not that bad.
Great.
And we have another Veronica. That's Marusak. Veronica.
Yeah, hello. So my name is Veronica. I'm from Poland, and I've been running now for about 2 years. Some 5K and 10K races, also half marathon recently. And I also have a shorter experience of training track and field. And yeah, and I am now preparing for a marathon in Warsaw. So yeah.
Great.
And then we have Zala Zupan.
Yes, hi. I'm Zala from Slovenia. I've been running for fun since high school. I've done 2 half marathons and a couple of 10K runs. And I study at Faculty of Sports, so I have experience with training other people, like functional training and running. And I'm also a ski instructor.
Now that's the end of my list. Did we miss anyone? Andrei. Andrei Pichel?
Yeah, I know.
Last but not least.
I spoke already, but I would just like to say that we don't just preach, we also participate ourselves. So I would invite also other non-students that are in this call, but in general, the sports coordinators to come to the Ljubljana Marathon, not the student run. We are not at least in the age category, but I did track and field when I was younger, shorter distances, and I'm happy that I at least once in my life I took part in Ljubljana Marathon 5 years ago, and this year I plan to do it again. It's 10K since I'm not the greatest runner, but just so it's clear that it's also the older people running, not just you youngsters.
Okay. Okay, then that's it for presentations. Thank you. Now I have.
Hello, hi. Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Dora here. Hi.
Dora.
I don't know why.
Hello.
I don't know why my mic didn't work before. But it's working now, so I can introduce myself as well. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
So I'm Dora. I'm from Slovenia, from Faculty of Sport. So my primary sport is basketball, but as a student of a Faculty of Sport, I also fell in love with running and swimming. So for the past 4 years, I've been running a lot, and I've done 4 half marathons and a lot of 10K runs. I also have my own running group as part of Athletes Club Slovan, and I have a beginner group, and I enjoy it a lot. And I also have experience in teaching basketball, skiing, swimming, and all those other activities. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Dora. I just wanted to say now I have really much better insight of what is the profile of the students. So basically, almost everybody has some experience with running. So I think all this information that we'll put out today will be really useful also for you and for your training, and also for training of the students that you will coach. So now we can start the presentation. I just wanted to start with a bit of history of group running in the groups, because history of running is really old. It goes back to Egypt and Rome and so on. But this was different time, also different aspects of why they were running. But in 1966, when in the United States, when Bill Bowerman, who is also a co-founder of Nike company, he published a book named Jogging, and that book was huge success. And a lot of people, especially in the United States, they start to run, to jog. Before that, the runners were, how can I say, there were not so many. You know, I usually say that, like, if you 20 years, 15 years ago, the triathletes were not so many. It was just one per 100 on 200 sportsmen. But the runners were not. There were not so many runners. In some part of the world, it is strange that you were running. You know, it was strange, but not anymore after 1970, because it became really popular, and this running boom came really fast to also to Europe, mainly to Western Europe, if I say, to United Kingdom. I mean, Great Britain, and then of course the Western countries like France, Germany, Denmark was one of the first, and the whole industry of running started to follow this running boom. Now we the shoe industry woke up. It was the, how can I say, a lot of different shoes was available, but because before that running boom, there were not a lot of brands who offered running shoes, and then the coaching of non-elite runners started, because before that you had only track and field coaches, and they were coaching only elite athletes, only athletes for competitions, and with this running boom, it opened uh, a totally new, how can I say, new specter of running, and also we need new knowledge, new experiences to be made, so that they knew how to tell people what to do, how to start with running, and so on. That knowledge didn't exist. Today it's really easy. We have books. We know the mistakes that the first people who were coaching they made. Now we have YouTube. Now we have artificial intelligence who can tell us how to start. Now it's really easy to get information, but at the beginning the case was not like that, and especially running groups formed, because the running group, this is a special community. The Anybody who is participating in a running group knows what I'm talking about, because you pick 20 people from all around the city, you put them in the running group, and what happened? They become friends. They become good friends. This is a new social world for them, and in that way, it's really important also for that part of life for people. They have a new group with friends, new social life, and it helps a lot of people, adult people, how can I say, how to live more fulfilled life. These are also my experience. I was coaching a lot of recreational groups in the last 20 years. We had, as I mentioned before, one group over the national newspaper. It was called newspaper was called Dela, and they had some special magazine for recreational sport, and we were writing articles about running. We put the information inside this magazine. We put the running plan, and a lot of people follow that running plan. They successfully ended like 10 kilometers, 21, 42 kilometers, and there were only positive answers from that part. And what really happened in few years, from year 2004 when we started till 2010, I know that in this group we had in Ljubljana, almost 1,000 people joined in that 6 years. That I think this is for this is a really big number, and because this was something new at that time, and on your side, maybe this will be something new at your university, and I believe a lot of people can see some interest there, and to join the group and have a good time while running. Sorry, Aleš, did you want to say something? No. I'm sorry.
Point would not change the slide. Yeah.
Okay. Where did I stay? You have to know that any kind of physical activity, also running, you can gain with physical activity. You can gain a lot of benefits. Like in common, better health status. We all know why we do sport, because we want to stay healthy, we want to stay active, we want to stay fit, and for your age group, this is not on the table right now. You're young, you're healthy, and everything, but for the people when they come to 40s to 50s, they start to think about their health status, they start to change their daily activities, and normally they start to do some physical activity which is more towards like I don't find the English word. The sports that are like cycling, swimming, running, which are not so stressful, like repetitive. Yeah, thank you. We know that playing football can be very stressful, and you can get injuries later when you're a bit older. So running is really activity which you can do long into the lifehood. I mean, when you're aging, you can also run. You can run slower, but no problem. You can still doing it. It's if you do physical activity, you definitely get better sleep, better brain function, better memory. This is really important for you students, because there were a number of studies made how is physical activity connected to success on the college, and the students which were doing more physical activity, and so they were sleeping more, they were significant more successful than the others. Of course, it's in nowadays it's really important that with physical activity you have better mental health and toughness. What we mean with mental health, that means also like you are more disciplined, you have more self-confidence. Discipline means like if you go to run every day or every second day, you will eat better, you will sleep more, you will look around where you don't make mistakes for your how can I say, for your sport-wise life. It's really important that you gain some self-confidence through the sport also. This is connected with better health status, weight management, because if you look better, you're more self-confident. This is also significant. And it's really important when you will start to look for the jobs and stuff like that, that you're also on that side. Running or physical activity is good for, I think, is good for social aspect of life. As I said before, the running community is huge, and normally in running there's no a lot of the people are always ready to talk and so on. If you don't know how to start the conversation, just ask how many kilometers did you run, and then you will have the opening. And of course, why to choose running for recreational sport, for your physical activity, and why to advise people to use running, because you can go whenever you want. You don't need special infrastructure for running. You just need a pair of running shoes or sport shoes, and you can go on the street and start run. You don't need infrastructure, and it's not so expensive as any other sport. Let's say a few girls said that they are ski instructors. If you want to ski those days, it's quite expensive. If you want to do triathlon, as I have experience, it's quite expensive. Running only is not on that side. And for you as a coach, you will become coaches or mentors. What you will need, which how can I say, you will need basic knowledge about running and training principles. We will equip you through that presentation, and you will need to be good in communication, because for those who are already doing like coaches, you know that you have to listen really good to people. You have to learn and observe, and normally they come to you for an advice. So first you have to be also emotional intelligent, so you can which informations you should provide to certain people, what they need when they are under stress. I don't know, some people, they need just a conversation. Some people, they come to be part of the running group just because they need someone to support them, someone to tell them that they are doing good, they are doing okay, and this is enough. Because when you will meet people, you will not know the whole story about these people, but through the process, through the when you will working together, when you will run together, the people will open to you. People will tell you about their how they are feeling, what they need in life, and so on. And you are there for them also as a coach to provide them the information like about running, but also you are there as a person that has to be, how can I say it? It's someone in charge who can say, okay, you are doing good, just go on. If you want to be a good coach, you need to be committed to learn new stuff all the time. You need to check for new information, for different approaches, for new methods, or how to do training differently. So it's you have this diversity in the training, and it's gonna be interesting for people to be with you in the team for a longer time. For be successful as a coach, you need to be able to focus on long-term goals. That means in running, in endurance sport, you cannot change things in over the night. You cannot. You can say, okay, I will go 5 times, I will run 10 kilometers, and then I will go to half marathon. You can do this. You will run the half marathon, no problem. But the question is, what will this half marathon? What will this leave it to you on your body? Maybe some you will hurt. Maybe you will hurt yourself. Maybe it's gonna be okay. But we have some principles. We have some rules that we need to follow in the physical preparation for running, and you need to be able to tell people how their path will look like in the running to their goal. The next question, maybe this will be the first question that you will get to it with the group of students: how to set goals with your runners. First, you will have to talk with them. As first, now we also asked you what are your experience in running or sport in common. You will have to talk with the runners in your group, so to find out what are their experience in sport, what activities they were involved before, and during their youth especially, because that really can change a lot of things that from this for their starting point, if you understand what I mean. Someone who was, let's say, someone was playing football for 10 years. He's going to gym 3 times per week, and he's not running. This guy or girl, he can start running immediately. He's not a beginner because he's fit. His experiences in sport are huge. So he will also jump from session to session, if I can say so. he will be really successful in short time. But on the other hand, if you have some guy or a girl who wasn't involved in sport for last, let's say 5, 7, 8 years, and anyway, or he's overweight or skinny, doesn't matter. You need to be really gentle with him, to start to prepare him for running. To start with walking and running, with strength exercises and so on. So you prepare him to or her to that sport. Secondly, you have to discuss with them what they wish to achieve through running training, because sometimes the people have some idea. I have an experience. A young girl came to me, like she was 22, and she said, "I want to run a marathon." And I said, "Okay, have you been running lately?" She said, "No, I started last week, and in 6 weeks I have a marathon." And I said, "Okay, this is not a good idea," and so on and so on. She did a marathon, okay, but she didn't run anymore after this, because she was how can I say, she overdo it. She was young, she could do it, but if there would be another path that she could wait for half a year or 1 year better. We could prepare her really systematically, and it could be good experience. So first, you have to talk with the athletes, I mean the students, what are their goals they want to achieve, and you have to talk with them what is how to place the goals correctly. We will talk about this later also. Of course, you have to check their health status, injuries, allergies, maybe if someone has asthma, because this really influences. There's an influence on your on the training. You have to know what are the risks on the training sessions. And of course, after this conversation, you need to assess the participant's current physical condition. We will talk about this later when I will explain on in which way we can assess that. For those people who are not running yet, for the beginners, you don't conduct the test. You through the when you will do the interview, the first interview, you will see, okay, you are a beginner, and to that guy or girl you will give the total different informations that you will go. You will put it to the other runners, because the running tests, field tests, are really meant for healthy individuals who are capable of running for 30 minutes without any issues. That means that they can run 1,000, 2,000 meters fast with some warm up before, and you can measure them. And if they are unable to do this, really do not let them run. If they are young, they will do it, but there's no need to do this. And if you have any individuals that they are better in running, they are capable of greater running effort, you can also organize a different field test. But as I said, we will talk about this later in the presentation. How to set goals with the runners when you have the knowledge about their physical performance. You can also put together this goals, their goals for what they want from their running. First, the goal has to be specific. So let's say for us, the goal can be, I want to finish 10 kilometers in Ljubljana Marathon, which is in 20 weeks. It's really good. The second, the goal has to be measurable, so you can evaluate later if the goal was if you succeed to get to the goal or not. The best way is to do, okay, I want to do it in certain time. Let's say I want to do the 10 kilometers in faster than 55 minutes or 50 minutes, something like that. You can help to set the goals to athletes when you do the field testing, which we will talk later. So you can also get some insight of their times, and you can tell them, okay, this is gonna be okay, this is not gonna be okay. The goal has to be achievable, of course, not too optimistic or not too how can I say, not too small goal. So if one is already doing like 45 minutes of easy running in one session, and his goal is to do 1 hour of easy running in one session, if this is his goal, he's going to achieve this in a week or two, and you can push him to set a bit harder goal for running. It has to be a relevant goal. That means that it has to be according to plan, not something outside that. And of course, time bound. That means that, as we said, the goal can be, I want to run 10 kilometers in 55 minutes on Ljubljana Marathon. This is in 20 weeks. And when you will make this opening interviews, and you will do some field testing, and then you will set goals for runners. You will get to the next question: how to plan activities for runners, what to do, what is the next step. Probably you will have, as Aleš said before, you will have some workshops on your universities, or even what I think is better, regular sessions, week sessions, of regular running week sessions. So they have like you had a physical education in high school or in a university. The students should have the sessions in week at certain time, so they can attend them. The hour should be the same every week, so they plan their life around this new obligation they have in a week. You will have maybe 1 session per week, 2 sessions per week. This is your decision, or a decision of the how can I say, the leaders of the project. How will you do this? But this is the most effective way. But this is not going to be enough. The runners, they will need to do something at home also, and you will have to tell them. You will have to put the program to that runners, so they can follow the program. We will help you with that program. So we will equip you with this material. So this is not going to be a problem, but you will just have to how can I say, to see what is for what runner. Yeah. Okay. And I wrote down a few rules that are not from the books, but they are from my experience, from my work. First, the training really should not be too intensive overall. It's better this lower intensity, so they can do it from day to day. If they have like free activities per week, that means that they have to do a run every second day in the week. So there's no need to do really intensive workouts and then to miss other workouts in the week because of that. It's better to do a bit less and to be consistent, because the consistency is the most important. I have to say it's more important than the other things. It's not so important that if you run intervals or run long runs, it's more important that you go every second day in the run, and this will on long term, this is how you build the good aerobic endurance, and you will be and runners could be successful in running events or to achieving their goals. Also, it's really important, do not overachieve. Overachieve, that means not to put up too too intensive or to be too big with the volume with the sessions. You know, there's no need to run 20 kilometers for guys and girls who previously did only, I don't know, 10, 12 kilometers max. You have to be you have to go step by step. This is the last advice. Yeah, go step by step, way that you are good on one level, and then you step to the next step. And this is how will you get how will you this is how can you achieve a really good times in running. You can achieve goals, and what is most important, you can enjoy the way. You don't have to be too obligated, or it shouldn't be too hard for you to do this. As I said, runners need a program they can follow in their spare time. We will equip you with that after we finish these presentations in Thursday. Is there any questions till now? No, if they're not, maybe we can do a really short break. Yeah, like a few minutes. What is the time now, Marusha?
17, 18, 20 past.
Yeah, maybe two minutes. So bathroom or short water, and 2-3 minutes, and then we start.
Yeah.
Back.
Okay.
We come back.
Maximum 5 minutes, and then we
Okay.
are back together.
A pritisnę kako pauzę. Aha, mute.
Some
No, yeah. Okay, we are back. I hope we can go on. If there is no questions for previous slides, now it's
Okay. Thompson, yes, again.
Yeah, no, it's not working. If there's no questions for previous slides or any comments, we can go on our basic stuff. What is endurance about? The talk about endurance. There are more definitions about what endurance is. Three of them are here. First, the shorter one is endurance is resistance to fatigue. And anybody who is running, who is doing cycling or something repetitional, knows that this is so true. If you have a good basic endurance, you can do it for a long time without being fatigued, and otherwise you cannot do it so efficiently. In sports, endurance means the body resistance to fatigue during prolonged physical activity. This is the same, and endurance is the ability to perform long-lasting activities without a decrease in effectiveness. This is maybe also important this is important for running on longer distances like half marathon. Anybody who ran the half marathon or marathon knows that first half is not first half of the race is not such a problem. The second half is where the problems starts, and this is connected to endurance, basic endurance, which you can train with certain methods, and we will talk about this later. And what is endurance dependent on? It's on functional capabilities of organism. We'll go more deeper later. Efficiency in the use of produced energy. This is basically what we will talk about this also. Morphological factors, psychological factors, and environmental factors. It's good for you to know that these are 5 factors that are dependent on endurance. So what are functional capabilities of the organism? One is the efficiency of metabolic processes that produce energy for movement. What that means? When we run, when we do anything, we need energy, and energy can be produced on aerobic or anaerobic way. From the interviews before, I know that a lot of you have some basic understanding of this sport of sport, and you will understand that we have these two energetic systems, and when the running or the physical activity is not too intensive, everything depends on aerobic production of energy. And when we need some fast energy, like a sprint or jump or stand up from the bed or going up the stairs, the anaerobic producing of energy comes in. So it helps to aerobic production to do the difference in production of energy that we need for some greater for greater effort. I'm sorry, I'm a bit rusty in English. And the second one is of these functional capabilities is the rate of removal of byproducts of metabolic processes. What that means, when we produce the energy anaerobic way, we have some byproducts. It's how can I say? Common knowledge is that this is lactic acid, but it's not really like that. We have some byproducts. We need to remove them. The lactic acid is really unstable in the organism, and it's broken down to lactate and some other parts, let's say. And we can measure this lactate, and we know how much anaerobic production was working. We can measure this lactate, we know, but then our body needs to remove this lactate, but by certain ways. And more that you are, how can I say, capable in endurance, faster you can do this. So, but this is all related to aerobic capacity, and more that you are, the better you are in basic endurance, aerobic endurance, the faster also this removal will be made. This is like a bit simplified, but generally this is the idea. Of course, under these functional capabilities there's also cardiovascular and respiratory function. That means heart and lungs are really the engine of our body for aerobic sports, especially the ability of the heart and blood vessels and lungs to supply oxygen to muscles. Because if you want to burn, if you want to get energy in aerobic way, we need an infrastructure for this. So we need blood vessels named capillaries, really a lot of them in the muscles. So they get blood into the muscle cells. They get with the blood there comes the oxygen, and with the oxygen we can burn energens in aerobic way. So what is the second one is efficiency in the use of reduced energy. That means that if we are able to produce some amount of energy, it's really important how we use this energy. And with better running technique, generally with better movement, with better motor skills, we are more efficient. That means that normally people who are doing sport like youth, like juniors, they have a bit of they're a bit on a better position if likewise the older people start to run, let's say, they're not so efficient. If you do it like younger, your muscles are more adapted to this. You have better movement pattern, better technique, and you're more efficient that way. This is really important. And then you have a morphological factors as body weight and body height. We all know in running, if you have every kilo is really important. The most successful runners are really skinny because you don't have to bring all this weight around, and also because again, it's a production of energy. To move 100 kilo around, you need some level of produced energy for some speed of running, and if you're only 75 kilos, you need much less energy to bring your body around. This is refers to body weight. Body height also is important because with body height normally gets a body weight. Really tall people, like let's say 2 meters, 2 meters 5, 2 meters 10, they cannot have like 55 kilos, 60 kilos like shorter people. And also shorter people are better in cooling their bodies during the run, because when you're producing energy for run, one of the byproducts of producing energy is also heat, and you have to put that heat out of the body somehow. And when there is colder weather, there is not a problem. The heat is going away. But when it's more warm, this can be a really decisive problem for a lot of runners. So you cannot run so fast if there's a heat and humidity, because you cannot take this heat out of the body. And shorter runners, they have they are in a bit better position because the kako se reče površina? The surface of the surface of this their body, of the surface of the skin is how can I say, in bigger ratio to their engine, like with the in bigger people. I hope you understand that. Again, it's just physics. You have to put the heat out of the body, and if you're smaller, it's a bit easier. And the last one are, I mean, they're not the last, least but not last. Psychological factors. It's really important for to be successful in running, in endurance sport. Basically, perseverance is the ability to endure and overcome unpleasant sensations. I mean, perseverance is really, really the how can I say, the value of good runner. You know, you have to be perseverance from day to day in the race to be successful. This is going everything in that package that I started at the beginning. You know, the mentally health and mental stability, and to get good, as I said, confidence, and you're strong mentally, and you also know how to how can I say, how to endure some unpleasant situation. As it says here, persevering when it's hard is a matter of courage, determination, strong will, and motivation. And these are the parts of the running you can take out and bring it to the other parts of the life. When it's hard in the job or in the family, you can take this message from the running, and you can use it on the other parts. This is really important, and the people who are running more and more years, they report that the running really helped them to overcome a few situations in their life. And the last is environmental factors, like high temperature, high humidity, high altitude, and of course, air pollution is also important. Why is this a challenging factor? Because if the temperature is high, we cannot run, we cannot take the heat out of the body. If humidity is high, again, we cannot take heat out of the body, because we take heat out of the body on different ways. One is with the sweating, one is with evaporation, and other ways. But if the humidity is high, there's no evaporation. It's just a sweating, and when you're dehydrated, there's no more sweat, and you have a problem. On high altitude, there's a problem of partial how it's called, with the oxygen supply, because it's not the same like it's on sea level, and you cannot burn so much oxygen up on the high altitude as you can do it down there. And this is the factor. And of course, air pollution. Air pollution is also a factor, because it's not good to run when air is polluted because of the health of your lungs. It is the same like you would smoke, you know, these small particles are coming into your lungs, and the efficiency of your lungs are becoming worse and worse. So these are environmental factors. Any comment, question till now? Please just pop in if you have something, and we will discuss. Now, we know different types of endurance. This is now the basically the important thing of this how can I say theory of endurance knowledge. First, we have to separate endurance on general endurance and specific endurance. General endurance means that this is the ability to perform any physical activity for a long time. That means that we don't do any specific training. That means that, okay, one day I'm going to, on a bike for 1 hour, one day I'm going to walk on one hill, one day I'm going swimming for half an hour. And no, I'm active, I'm healthy, I'm fit, and this is everything for general endurance. Specific endurance is when you try to train for some, let's say, half a marathon. If you will go for a 2-hour walk, this is going to be a general endurance, which will also help you on the half marathon. But if you really want to do a good training for a half marathon, you will do, I don't know, intervals, 6 times 2,000 meters in a pace a bit below your race pace. A bit faster than your race pace, and this is a specific training for half marathon, and this is the difference between general endurance and specific endurance. And you have to take into knowledge that without general endurance you cannot perform good in specific endurance later, because this is the base, aerobic base. The endurance base is with general endurance, and then specific is just on the top. Then we also have 2 types, as we said, depends on the energy system. We have aerobic endurance versus anaerobic endurance. For us, there is the most important is aerobic, because I will show you later what is what kind of energy we need on a certain distance. With aerobic endurance, is the ability to perform low to moderate intensity activities for a long period. And as it says here, activities longer than 2 minutes. That means that everything what is more than 600 meters for us, maybe also 400 meters for us, is basically everything is aerobic endurance. That means that this anaerobic endurance is just for really something really high intensity exercises. Before, when you were explaining what kind of experience you have with the sport, I heard one girl, she's a power lifter, one guy, he's going to gym every day. They need anaerobic endurance, because if you want to power lift, you need that anaerobic energy and an anaerobic strength. And for running, it's almost total opposite. But this strength, this muscle strength, this helps you with to be good at running, of course. But to be better at aerobic, you have to train, of course, in that how can I say, on that level. And third is muscular endurance. This is different topology. That means this is strength. Strength exercises are really important, and you should not exclude them from the training plan, because it helps you to build this muscular endurance, which helps you also on half marathon. When you're tired, the muscular endurance helps you to stay efficient longer. When you're really tired, when your legs are really dead at the end of the half marathon, the muscular endurance helps you to stay on the same rhythm till the finish, and so on. But basically, the muscular endurance is to perform, as it says in example, to do many repetitions of body weight exercise like push-ups or squats. also this is also the thing in running, running is just jump from one leg to another leg, and for fast running, for good running, you need good muscular endurance. So now we are going to endurance intensity levels. In literature, you will have different kinds of this. You will find different names, different percentages of let's say heart rate or VO2 max, different. Also, the name of some thresholds will be different. So anytime you're looking for some information, you have to put it into one picture, what they were meaning with some names or some levels or what is behind them. I'm using normally the five zones, five intensity levels for this level of coaching for runners. It's really useful and not hard to understand. And also, I suggest you that you use it for your work with as a student mentor. The first level is we call it low intensity. It's total in aerobic training. The second is in moderate intensity. It's still totally like in aerobic training. And the third one is like medium. It's a mixture of aerobic and anaerobic. That means that we already touched a bit like threshold. The fourth one is high intensity. That means that this is on threshold, and maximal intensity, like the maximal effort you are doing it, and that means that you are in anaerobic zone. If we put the numbers with that, it's like that. Sorry. Before we go to that to numbers, we have to know what effort means and what load means. This is really important because effort is the body response to a given load. Load is a measurable, physically measurable and exercise defined activities. That means, okay, load is 15 squats. Load is 15 squats with 30 kilos. Load is 10 kilometers in 55 minutes. This is load. Effort is what is a body response. Let's say if I run 10 kilometers in 55 minutes, I will run this on 90% of my maximal heart rate. This is the effort I am doing. This is my body response. And if one friend of mine is going to run 10 kilometers in 55 minutes and he will run on 75% of maximal heart rate, this is going to be his effort, his body response to given load, and we can find out that he's more efficient, he's more capable in endurance than I am. And when you will work with people, you will have two kinds of criteria that for perceiving effort for people. One is objective and one is subjective. What that means? Objective criteria are the criteria that we can measure. This is heart rate. This is VO2. VO2, that means the how much oxygen we burn. We use how much oxygen our body uses through the exercise. How much lactate we have. That means how strong is our anaerobic part, anaerobic energetic system, how active it is. We can measure temperature of the body. We can measure velocity, speed with which we run. We can measure time. We can measure watts now with the watch, the smart watches, this sport watches, and these are all objective criteria. And on the other hand, are subjective criteria for perceiving effort, and you can use like Borg rating. This is a rating of perceived exertion table. I will explain it later. You can subjective get a value of how you're feeling to fatigue, what is a feeling of fatigue, What is a breathing? Like if it's fast, sorry. This just jumped a bit, sorry. Other signs of fatigue, psychological response. Some people are running and they just stop and they say, I don't want to do this anymore, and so on. In that way, this is subjective criteria. You know, okay, he's suffering. His effort is really high. And when you will work with the people, probably they will not have applications on the phone for measuring running. They will not have sport watch or smartwatch. Maybe they will have, maybe they will not. But you have to be prepared that you have nothing, and you need to be able to get some rate of perceived exertion about their effort. And as I said, for objective criteria, you can use sport watch, computer. I said computer because these sport watches like Garmin or Polar, they are computers really now. They measure all kind of things, and they give you a lot of feedback. And you can have the feedback for each session, if it's good, if you get some response from the body, and so on. So if you have this sport watch, you can there's a really significant amount of help. If you have heart rate monitor, they are on the smartwatches now. You can use it over the phone. It's also significant help for measuring the effort. But as I said, you have to rely on subjective criteria, because this is the certain way you will get this um, uh, level of effort for runners, and you can really use this Borg rating table. I will show you. This is like this. Borg rating. This is rate of perceived exertion, and it's known that it's really important for feedback from the athletes, runners or athletes, I say, to back to the coach. I can say it from my side of view. Me as a coach, when I'm coaching runners now, I have all the data. I know how fast they were going. I know where they were going. If they were going uphill, what was the temperature outside. We have all this information, but still the most important feedback is this. What was the athlete's feeling of effort? What was his feeling of effort? Maybe the sport watch, the heart rate, everything said, okay, this training was really easy. It was light. It was around grade 11. It should be easy. But he said, oh, it was really hard. It was like more 15 or 16. That means something, you know. You should really listen to athletes. If they have a feeling that effort was for 16, then psychologically there was an effort for 16, and you should count it like it was. So this Borg rating, I'm sure that you all know it. You also have the version for grades till 1 to 10, or from 1 to 20, and this one is official, if I can say. The grade 6 means there's no exertion at all. Let's say now we are at 6. Now we are sitting in the chair. Sorry? Interruptions.
Veronica, can you just turn the mic off?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No problem.
No problem. As I said, now we are for grade number 6. We are at the table. So we are sitting down. But we don't do any physical activity. But still, this can we rate like basic. Basic grade is 6. If we go on really easy walk, we can say it's 7 to 8. If we go really fast walk or really light effort, really slow run, we would grade it 9 to 10. But be careful. If you have a runner and he's a beginner, he will not grade it the slow run with 9 to 10. He will grade it here 15, 16 because running is really hard for him at the beginning. So for him, the fast walking would be maybe 11, 12. Doesn't matter what it says here on the table. Only matters what his feeling of perceived exertion was. You can read it. You can read it here that after grade 13, 14, it becomes like harder effort. That says for grade 15, 16, it's breathing heavily, difficult to talk. This is like 10-kilometer race pace for running. Very hard, 17, 18, very tiring near maximum effort. This is like hill running or 5,000-meter race pace or 3,000-meter race pace, and so on. So, as I said again, this maybe at the start, this will be your best option to get a grade of perceived exertion. Now, those 5 zones I was explaining before, if we put some numbers on that zones, we get it like this. Again, let me explain that in different books you will find different numbers, different names for the zones. You will find 3-zone model, you will find 7-zone model, 6-zone model. You will find another 5-zone model, but the percentage will be different. This one is a bit simplified. It's the percentages of maximal heart rate are a bit rounded. It's a bit easier to understand. But basically, you will see later why it's important that we have. We will put some thresholds in. We will explain it, and you will understand it better. Low intensity, it's really, these are the most light workouts that you know. This is just easy spin on a bike, or fast walk, or really slow run for the runners. Moderate intensity, it's a bit higher percentage of heart rate. I'm really sorry. I have to drink something.
Have a nice one.
Yeah, something. Sorry, I'm back. Moderate intensity is from 60 to 70% of maximal heart rate, and medium is then 70 to 80, and so on. High 80 to 90, and maximal 90 to 100. And this is on direct methods of measuring maximal heart rate. What that means: if someone has a maximal heart rate of 200, that means that 50% of 200 is 100. This is low intensity. We all know that when we are running, it's almost impossible to get such a low heart rate, and this is how can I say? This is not totally correctly, but for starters in the running, for beginners, for also for you coaches that are just starting to work. It's the best way to go by this, and then through the months or the years that you get more knowledge, that also your athletes, your runners get more knowledge, you start to use different how can I say, different methods how to apply that. As I said, low intensity is really, this is just walking, really easy running, and then we will put this into context with the next table. Sorry, it's like that. These effort levels, we can we can apply them to some certain activity. As I said, that zone 1, low intensity, 50 to 60% of maximal heart rate, is really easy activity. That means easy run, jogging, and this is used for regeneration. This kind of activity is used in warm up, cool down, maybe just the session the day after you have some stronger training session, and percentage of running in zone 1 it's not a lot. It's not big. It's under 10% probably for runners. Then we have this zone 2. This is moderate activity. It's from 60 to 70% of maximal heart rate. You should be comfortable, easy to talk. That means if you're on the bike, you can do this for a few hours. If you have something to eat with you, no problems. You can do this 3-4 hours. Of course, if you have a capability to do so. In running, you can run easily. This is even slower than your marathon pace. This is for long runs, easy runs, and basically in endurance, for aerobic endurance, this is the zone that you have to spend the biggest amount of time you have to spend in zone 2. Maybe you're reading some articles about the endurance training also in running in other sports. It's really popular now. Again, zone 2, they're all writing about it, but it's true. And why is this so important? Because in that zone, with the training, you apply to certain things in your body on a cellular level. At first, the training in that zone builds your aerobic endurance. But how? Because it enhances your heart's efficiency. You get a stronger stroke volume with that. You cannot control that. This just happens. Also, your lung capacity can improve, and with that, your oxygen delivery improves. And this is again some positive movement for your aerobic endurance. And what is maybe the most important part of training in this zone is the capillary density is growing in muscles. Capillary density is basically infrastructure for your blood to get to the muscle cells. And if you get better infrastructure, if you get better heart efficiency, basically here you can improve your VO2 max. The amount of oxygen who is burnt with your activity, it can grow up also with the training in zone 2. This is the first step, of course. You build here the infrastructure. Later in the higher zone, you get some different adaptations from the body. But if you don't train in zone 2, that means if you don't train in moderate intensity, in moderate pace, you will not get so many gains in your training that you could if you were training here. Why I am explaining this? Because if you train too intensive, maybe you're not progressing as much as you could if you would. Your training could be more low intensive, and with more low intensity training, you get probably a bit bigger volume, and this is also one positive aspect of endurance training. Then zone 3, it's medium intensity, 70 to 80% of maximal heart rate. Here's written that it's challenging and it's hard to talk, but this is your half marathon. Your marathon pace is probably here. With a recreational runner, the marathon pace is around 75% of maximal heart rate, and half marathon pace is around 80 to 85. Depends on how fast you are. The slower you are, the lower is the percentage of maximal heart rate that you're in. What kind of activity is in that zone? We have different kind of training sessions you can do here in that zone. And normally it's not just, if you go on the run, it's not only zone 3. It's you start maybe in zone 1, and then after 15 minutes you're in zone 2, and at the second part of the training you come to zone 3. But in zone 3 you get again, you get some specific adaptations from the body. And I think the most important one is that you build that marathon specific endurance, because you are running in the speed that you will go on the half marathon or marathon. And if you train at that speed, you will get more efficient at that speed, and this helps you to progress the speed of with which you could run the half marathon. And of course, you start to at the end of the training like this, there is some fatigue, and the percentage of heart rate is growing up with the fatigue, and you start to coming to this anaerobic. Also, you start to push. To anaerobic capacity, which we will explain with zone 4. This is a high intensity from 80 to 90% of maximal heart rate. If you heard about the lactate threshold, this is some threshold around 90% of maximal heart rate. And we have now a theory of two thresholds. First one, the aerobic or lactate 1 threshold, is around 80% of maximal heart rate. That means that till that lactate threshold, the effort is totally aerobic. After that is combined from 80 to 90 is combined effort, aerobic, mixed aerobic, anaerobic. And then at 90% of maximal heart rate is the second lactate threshold. This is the threshold where the effort become from mainly aerobic to mainly anaerobic. What that means in running, that means that you can sustain this effort we can sustain it like 40, 45 minutes. Maybe the professional runners can sustain it for 1 hour. For professional runners, this is exactly the pace for half marathon. And for us, is this lactate threshold is probably exactly pace for 10 kilometers. And if you try to imagine how fast you were going on the last race in 10 kilometers, you can understand that it is a hard effort, but you can manage. You can manage for 40, 45 minutes. If you're running for 1 hour, 10 kilometers, it's not on 90%, it's lower. It's more at 85, 80, 86, something like that. If you run 1 hour and a half half marathon, if you're running 1 hour and a half half marathon, is more around 80% of the maximal heart rate. If you run 3 hours and 30 minutes, the whole marathon, it's more around 75% of maximal heart rate, completely aerobic. And then we have a zone 5. This is maximal intensity. Here, these are very hard efforts. No talking possible, because these are imagine, these are short intervals like hill running, hill repetition, 200, 300 meters really fast uphill, or 1,000 meter on track, really hard. you don't need to talk at that at that point, of course, but also the all how can I say, all your metabolism is on 100%. So you really focus just on breathing and staying alive at that time. But I'm sure you experiences this kind of training. Of course, anybody who was training track and field or handball or football, I believe, you have this kind of experience. How it feels when you have a maximal training in maximal intensity. I wanted to show you this next slide because it explains what I was talking before about which energy system we need at certain distance. This is the picture of contribution of energy systems to time of movement. For sprinters, 100-meter sprints, up to 10 seconds, we call this anaerobic lactic energy system because it's completely, how can I say, all the energy is produced without even you don't need any supply of energens from outside. I mean, outside from muscles. Everything is in muscle cells already. Because of that, they don't need to breathe. They just it's a maximal effort. They just run as fast as they can, and for next 20 minutes, their metabolism is really higher. They are breathing heavy next 10, 15, 20 minutes after this effort, and they pay out the debt later. Almost the same is with 400 meters running, let's say, which is up to 1 minute. This is for system which is anaerobic lactic system. That means that produce of the energy is mostly anaerobic. They produce a lot of lactic acid, and they have a big concentration of lactate in their blood. And they also, when they finish the race, if you go 400 meters run all out, you need to sit down and then you breathe for 5, 7, 10 minutes, a bit more. Your metabolism is high, and you pay this aerobic debt later because all the energy that you produce anaerobic, you have to reproduce again in aerobic way to clean the body of byproducts. And then the next step is like up to 2 minutes. As I said before, 800 meters. For us, it's more like 600 meters. For effort, which is long for 2 minutes, we need around 50% of energy in anaerobic and 50% aerobic. That means that the percentage is now really high, and still this effort is hard, and after this effort you need certain amount of time to pay this anaerobic debt, and you clean the byproducts, but maybe the regeneration is even a bit quicker than on 400 all out effort. And if we go over 2 minutes, and in endurance events, of course, we go over 2 minutes, we go over 1 hour normally, the most energy is produced with aerobic systems. That means that we are really almost clean we need clean aerobic systems, which needs to be trained the most of the time. The anaerobic system is not so important for us if we talk through the eyes of recreational runners. It's much more important that we are more successful on this lower intensities, and we can just apply this higher intensities and more intensive trainings later or not at all. If we look from the eyes from the beginners, they don't need this high intensity training at all. They just need to be active, to build the basic endurance. We said before, we call this general endurance, and with that they will become more successful. We come to the next picture, which is just the next presentation of this energy systems in our body. As we can see, the first few seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds is adenosine triphosphate, or how it's called, creatine phosphate system. Everything is already in the muscle cell, and then soon the glycolysis comes in. This is for the anaerobic events, like as I said before, 400, 800 meters, really fast. And then after 2 minutes, we said it's like 50-50 with aerobic and anaerobic system. And everything after the 2 minutes is more in favor of aerobic metabolism. Once again, that means that we really need to focus on lower intensities in training. Sorry. I know for students which they don't have any experience in sport, or in sport knowledge, it's a bit harder to understand. But is there any question or observation till now?
I think no.
Nothing. Thank you. Okay, then we can go on methods for endurance development. The oldest method and the simplest method is called continuous method. That means that you start to run and you just run continuously a certain amount of time, and then you stop, and this is the training session. And this is as I said, the oldest, the simplest, and the most important one to build aerobic endurance. And main characteristics of this method are that there's a high volume and low intensity. If we go to run 1 hour, that means that it's high volume, because if we do like hill repetition sprints, we do like 10 times 200 meters really fast uphill, and this is 10 times 40 seconds, and this is 400 seconds. This is 6 and 7 minutes, a bit less than 7 minutes. On the other hand, if we go for 1 hour on an easy run, it's much higher volume of this low intensity training compared to higher intensity. Of course, in that training that you did, the hill repetitions, you already did a warm up, which is low intensity. You did a cool down, which is low intensity. Maybe you have the active break in between, which is low intensity. So everything goes in favor to low intensity percentage of training in endurance training. Of course, we have some variations of this continuous method. It's a steady long distance run. That means if you're training for half marathon and you plan to run a half marathon in 1 hour and 45 minutes, let's say this is 5 minutes per kilometer, you need to do some steady long distance run. First, that long distance run should be maybe 10 kilometers, and then it's 12 and 14, 16, and so on. Maybe you don't have to run 21 kilometers before a race, but you should run like 18 kilometers once or twice before you go to half marathon. This would be really great preparation. And through that steady long distance runs, you get some experience how it's to run in one piece for such a long time. You will talk tomorrow about the nutrition with that kind of training, you will get experience on how to drink water. You will get the psychologically toughness for this amount of training and so on. Other variation is progressive run. That means that you start really easy and then you progressively build up tempo from kilometer to kilometer, and you can, as I said it before, you can start in zone 1 and you can end in zone 4, no problem. This is really quite normal for that kind of training. And what is good aspect of that kind of training of progressive run, because the most time of the training you stay in just clean aerobic effort, and the how can I say and if you have to mark on the paper what was the training, was it aerobic or anaerobic, you can easily put it that it was aerobic because maybe it was 1 hour long and 55 minutes you were in the clean aerobic effort, and only last 5 minutes you were running above lactate threshold, and still you did some good exercise, good training, good specific training, but still. Thank you. But still, it's mostly aerobic. And when we plan the training, we have to put how can I say this, methods, ingredients in that we don't have too much intensity. I'm now talking through the eyes of the recreational runner. This is not the same like for competition runner. They do much more intensity training, but on the other hand, they do a lot of more of completely aerobic training. So the percentages are the same at the end. Next variation is continuous tempo run. You have to be with tempo run. You have to be careful what the author of the article of the book or of the internet page meant by the tempo run, because from in United States, from where the most information are coming from, tempo run is something different that it's in European knowledge, if I can say so. And maybe it's better that I say East European knowledge, because the tempo run is in our knowledge is training directly on a lactate threshold, the second one. If you have a knowledge of first and second one, and this tempo run is just a specific workout for 10 kilometers race pace for someone, or 21 for better runners. And this is hard training. It's the effort is high, and for on the other hand, the Americans, they have tempo run more in zone 3. We have it in, I will show you. We have it more in zone 4, like here. We have it on 90%, and Americans, they're putting more on 85, 86%, which is the tempo for half marathon or even marathon for someone. And why is that? They just have different, how can I say, pronunciation of this method. But if you know what if you know what you want to do in the training, doesn't matter how you say what kind of training you do. It's important that you know on which percentage of maximum heart rate you have to do the training. Okay, now do you have any questions about that? If you have, please just interrupt me and we will discuss it. The second method, which is important, is of course interval method. For endurance, we know we know we have two types of interval training. One, we call it extensive or aerobic, short aerobic interval training. And the second one is intensive or long aerobic interval training. We will discuss what is the difference of those two. Each interval training has 5 parameters, and with that 5 parameters, we define what type of training we will do. Let's say if we have those 5 parameters are interval length, running speed, number of repetitions, rest duration, and nature of rest. Let's say if the interval length is 200 meters and the running speed is, let's say, 430 per kilometer, number of repetitions is just 6, and the rest is 3 minutes, and nature of rest is walking. This is not going to be a really hard training session for someone who can run, let's say, 10 kilometers in 50 minutes. This is going to be too easy, and it's not going to be how can I say, you will not change something. You will not get the response from the body. But if you change the number of repetitions you change the running speed, or if you change the interval length with the same other parameters, then you can completely change the type of training. Let's say if we take 1,000 meters, 4:0 per kilometer, 4:30 per kilometer, 6 repetitions, 3 minutes of duration with walking. This is now a really good interval session for someone who is running 50 minutes per 10 kilometers. Why I am explaining like this? Because you have to remember that you have 5 parameters, and if you change any one of them, you can change the type of the training. So when you plan the training, you really have to be careful how you put those parameters up. The athletes which they will do the training are capable of doing it. Next slide is a bit complicated, but I'll try to explain it. For interval methods, we know, again, we have different energy systems. We were looking before this one, this slide, see? We said this is anaerobic lactic system is still 10 seconds, anaerobic lactic energy system is still 1 minute, then it's mostly 50-50 anaerobic, aerobic is still 2 minutes, and is completely aerobic is over 2 minutes, and of course still 2 hours. And on that way we can, on that way we can also define this kind of this table. The intervals really short and with maximal effort, we can put it in this alactic interval training. This is the training you will not use it with the recreational runner, or maybe you can use it 4 times 30 meter max. I use it a lot with younger people and the people who are capable of fast running or they are fit, because 30-meter running, that means that this is the maximal, normally this is maximal speed of, the people can reach maximal speed of running in 30 meters. And this is one way of training this specific strength for running. It's really good way to do so, but it's really intensive. And if the runners are not physically prepared for that kind of session, they can injure themselves. So you really have to be careful to which you put that kind of training. Why I'm showing that to you? Because if you do that kind of training, you need a lot of break between this. You cannot do it like 30-meter max and then just 90 seconds of walking back. No, because it's alactic interval training, the body needs a lot of time to how can I say, I said before, to pay the debt later, because the body produced energy totally not connected to external energy systems. Everything is in the muscles, but all the energy that it was produced for this effort, it has to be produced again aerobically to pay the debt, and then you can start again with new interval. And that means that if you're doing 30-meter max, you need at least 5 to 6 minutes of break in between, so they can again do the max effort. If you do the less than this, they will not do the max effort, and you will not get the outcome of the training that you wanted. This is for these short intervals. Then we have maximal lactate interval training. Why I'm saying maximal lactate? Because you build the lactic acid is concentration of lactic acid is really high in that training, and again. This is specific training, maybe for 1,500 meters, for 800 meters, for track and field, but still, you can also use it like a recreational runner. It's great. It's great training for to build some speed, to get some leg turnout, to get this specific strength in running. But you have to use it wisely. First, it should not be. You should not be too many repetitions. Let's say 200 meters, someone will run this like 35, 38 seconds, and they will build a lot of lactate. And you need at least 3 to 4 minutes of break between each 200, so they regenerate from one to another interval. And what is the outcome of the training session like this? You will gain a lot of specific strength, which you will need also in the half marathon or the marathon. But you have to take into consideration that this kind of training is very stressful for the body, and for next 2 or 3 days, you will be able to do just easy training sessions. No long runs, no longer sessions, just easy short sessions. But if you're younger, it's not a problem, and it can be useful for your running progression. Then we have long aerobic intervals. Why it's called long and short aerobic? Because with long aerobic intervals, this is the level when we burn the most amount of oxygen. We normally say this is VO2 max training. It can be. So that VO2 max training is how can I say that we use everything that it has for us. The interval should be long enough. Interval should be long 2 to 5 minutes. So if someone who is running 50 minutes on 10 kilometers, if it's doing 6 times 1,000, as we explained before, he will do this in, let's say, 4:30 per kilometer, something like that. 4.5 minutes, one interval. That is perfect for VO2 max training. When he will do the first interval, he will not reach the VO2 max probably, but because we will not give him a lot of break in between intervals, just maybe 2, maybe 3 minutes for the start. His heart rate and the other parameters in the body will not drop to the basic level, and he will start the next interval on the higher level, and in the second interval he will reach the VO2 max, and every next interval he will reach the VO2 max for longer time. And this is why this kind of training could be successful. If the interval is not long enough, let's say it's only 400 meters, this is not going to happen, and this is not the type for long aerobic intervals, but it's the type for short aerobic intervals. I will explain the difference just in a minute. So if we want to do some specific work for, let's say, 10 kilometers, for 21 kilometers, I mean specific with VO2 max effort, we need to make intervals really hard. So basically, we are using this kind of training just in the last weeks of preparation to a competition, not before. As I said, if we needed here 5 to 6 minutes of break, and we needed here 4 to 5 minutes of break, here we need 2 to 3 minutes of break, and then we get to this. Now I don't know in which. Yeah.
Almost end.
Here, sorry. If we the short aerobic intervals are the method that we use short. The intervals are really short, but we also have a really short break. And if we look at this parameters that they were written before here, number of repetitions is high, rest duration is low, and nature of rest is active, slow jogging. Let's say slow jogging. That means it's active break. And with this kind of break, we how can I say, our body needs to work really hard to get back to the normal level during the training session, and we can run a bit faster. Let's say if we can run 2,000 meters in, let's say, 10 minutes, that means that we run 5 minutes per kilometer. Again, sorry, we have some issues with that presentation. It's jumping. If someone is running 10 minutes per 2 kilometer, that means that every 200 meters is running in 1 minute. That means that his VO2 max is around, let's say, 4:45 per kilometer. So this short aerobic intervals should be made in this speed, let's say 4:45 or even faster, 4:30 per kilometers maybe. That means that 200 meters he will run in 52 seconds, let's say, by heart. And this is not a hard effort. 200 meters for 15 seconds is not a hard effort. But when he has to do this for 15 times, and just with 100-meter jogging in between, these training sessions become hard at the end. But why is this short aerobic interval could be really good for training? Because we run in higher speed, in speed of our VO2 max. We are training our muscles, our how it's called, the motorica.
Motor skills.
Yeah, the motor skills for running in that speed. We are training with that. When we are running that speed, we are training this neuromuscular. We are training for VO2 max, but our heart rate is staying on the lower on the lower scale because it's short interval with a short break. So we are training on the level of anaerobic threshold, the lactate threshold, the second one, around 90% of maximal heart rate, but we are running much faster. But because they are short intervals, the heart rate do not respond to maximum. And this is I call it, it's a cheat method, for body. You cheat your body because you train for VO2 max speed, but your heart rate and lungs are doing the work for anaerobic threshold. And this could be really, really effective training for endurance. And of course, first, we will talk about this also later, but first you do some continuous runs, and then you start to put some short aerobic intervals in, and after this you put some long aerobic interval into the program. And when you have a year or two or three, and when you are really fit and with no injuries and you're feeling good, then you can add some more intensive intervals into the training, but just one. Of course, if this is just one per week and this is in the next week just one session, this is not every week for endurance events. It's just once in a month, so you can just break the how can I say that it's not the same. You break the routine, so it's a bit different on the training. This is also could be really helpful. Okay. Okay, and then the third method, first is continuous method. The second one is interval, and the third one, fartlek, is widely known. It's basically the combination of continuous and method and interval method. Fartlek, I'm sure you heard about it. This is the method that was found out by one Swedish guy, and it's basically the idea behind this is that you go out into the forest, you run, and you see the uphill, and you say, okay, now I will go max speed uphill, and you go max speed uphill, and then you run easily through the woods, and then you come to some I don't know logs, and then you say, okay, now I will stop and I will do 10 jumps to the logs and so on. It's meant to be unstructured and intuitive. How is called that? Intuitive. Yes, that you get the idea when you come to the place, and then you do something. And if you see the heart rate graph, it's like you do some short interval training maybe, but it's unstructured. Interval is maybe 1 minute long or 1 minute and a half or 30 seconds or 2 minutes, doesn't matter. You go out, you do some intensive work, but mostly it's slow intensity, and it can be really helpful to building aerobic endurance. The fartlek is mix of aerobic and anaerobic training, of course, because you put some intensity in, but it should not be too much. It should be really in only a few minutes in the whole training. There are no strict rules on distance or time. Because of that rule, I can say this could be fun. Some people like it, some people don't like it. Some people like more structured training. Some people like it to have a bit of free hands sometimes. You can include into the fartlek whatever you want, and of course the most important is you go out, you go into the forest, you don't run on the road, you don't run on the stadium, you go into the nature. I just want to add here that this kind of method is really useful method for group coaching, because if you take a group outside, and the group, of course, they are not on the same level, all the runners. With fartlek, you can do this individualization of training session that no other method is going to give it to you. That means that you do like 15 minutes of warm up, or you say, okay, we will have a warm up run to the entry of the park, and slower runners will need 18 minutes to the entry of the park, and the faster runners will need like 30 minutes, but the faster runners prolong the warm up for 5 minutes, and in 18 minutes, everybody join together on the entry of the park. Then you do some, let's say, running technique work all together, and then you do, let's say, some uphill running. And you say, okay, now we will do 15 minutes of uphill running. That means like 15 seconds fast uphill and 1 minute or 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes easy walk and easy jog back to the start. And faster runners will do 8 repetitions and slower runners will do 4 repetitions. That's okay. Everybody did what is good for him. And with that kind of approach, you can easily take a group all together with the faster and the slower runners to out to the nature to go out of the stadium, and they don't. Especially the slower runners, they don't work. It's not too intensive for them because you can individualize the effort. Okay, now we come through the methods. Is now any question? Somebody has some experience with that kind of. I'm sure you have the experience with these methods, but an experience with fartlek in the nature.
Yes.
Can you explain it a bit? What you do? What you did in the past?
I think in Poland we say for it zabawa biegowa, and it's mean it's joy with running, to explain in Polish language, and it's some I think it's just fartlek, but it's in nature, in the forest or something like that. But I think the most of time we have some structure of this running, because it's for example 4 minutes, then 3 minutes, then 5 minutes or something like that. So it has structure, but I think it's just a Polish type of fartlek, but I think it's the same if in all Europe or in this part of Europe.
Sure. But in those 5 minutes, some runners are making 1 kilometer, and some runners are making only 800 meters, probably.
Yes.
Sure. This is that individualization that I was talking. Yeah, and you can use it.
And it's harder to check because it's some hills or something like that. So it's not the same piece like in the track or in the street on flat places.
It's much more like race. Yes. Yeah. Good. Thank you for your contribution. Can I Nadim, już na krótką pauzę?
Maybe if you want another short break.
Yeah, maybe we can do another short break.
Few minutes, maybe 3 to 5 minutes.
Yes.
That you can maybe drink something, some water, and
just 3 minutes for a
sure,
natural break, and then we go for last part of the session. Thank you. I hope we are all back. Can you check how many are back?
31.
Everyone. Okay.
33.
Great. Now we can go to the last part of our presentation for today. Now we have all this information is combined about the effort intensity, about the methods and how should we train them. And now this is a brief explanation of how should we use certain methods on the terrain. So for this zone 1, we said it's easy jogging, easy run, run for warm up, run after the really hard session, run for cool down. This is all zone 1. It's a very slow run. You should run it with short stride, with high cadence, and if possible on soft surface. That's why soft surface, because we put less stress on the body, on the legs with the soft surface. That is also important for runners that they just started to run. That they don't run just on asphalt, on hard surface, or just on stadium, so they pick up different surfaces. As we said, this is from 50 to 60% of maximal heart rate. And if we translate this to some running speed, it's around 90 seconds per kilometer slower than 5K test pace. Let's say if someone is running 25 minutes on 5K, that means 5 minutes per kilometer. That means that he will run 6 minutes 30 in zone 1, which is really, really slow, but you have to run anyway. In zone 2 are again easy runs, long runs. In zone 2, you should start slowly. Maybe you start also in zone 1. Anyone that have some experience with running, you know that if you're a bit tired, you start to run really slow, so you warm up yourself. Maybe who are a bit younger, you don't need to slow start, but all others here, we need to start really slow for the first 20 minutes. And you should take into consideration that some people need more warm up, some people less. And again, it's not wrong to go really, really slow at the beginning. So you slowly warm up your muscles. You slowly activate your energetic systems, so you can be successful later in the session. If in that zone 2, if the run is too short, let's say if you run just 30 minutes. It's maybe not even zone 2. It's in zone 1. It's too easy. In zone 2, the training should be longer. I don't know. For someone, it's also 30 minutes is longer, but 45, 60, 75 minutes. For someone who is going to run a half marathon and want to run a half marathon in 1 hour 45, the zone 2 training session should last at least 45 minutes to 1 hour, and better 1 hour to 1 hour 15. With that kind of approach, you will really build up the strong aerobic engine that will support your running on longer distances. As I said before, you also need to pay attention to steep frequency. That means that you build up frequency of strides through the running, and again you should run on soft and varied terrain. That means not on stadium, not just on road. Go into the park, go into the forest, go uphill, go to undulating terrain. That will make you strong runner. If you look on the heart rate monitor, this is around 60 to 70, in between 60 to 70%. Of course, when you start the session, it could be on the lower side of the zone, like more 60, 65, and the end is more 70 and maybe even over the 70, and it still counts for zone 2. Of course, if you go a bit over, it still counts the where is the mainly training session was made. If we transfer this to running pace, this is from 80 to 40 seconds per kilometer slower than 5 kilometers test pace. That means, again, if someone is running 25 minutes per 5 kilometers, this is 5 minutes per kilometer. The zone 2 is between 620 to 540 per kilometer. Again, maybe you start at 6:15, 6:0 on the start of the training, and then at the end of the training, you're running 5:40, 5:30 per kilometer, maybe, and it's still zone 2. You have to take into consideration that when you warm up, maybe you can run. Sometimes you run faster, but you feel effort. You feel like the effort is lighter. So this is a good sign. You go faster than you should, but you feel really easy, and this is really. I mean, you get good self confidence in running when this happens. Then runs in zone 3, they are moderately fast running. This is the pace at which you could run a marathon on someone, maybe a half marathon. If you're running half marathon around 2 hours, 2 hour 10 minutes. If you run 2 hour and 6 minutes, it's 6:0 per kilometer. This is slow run, but still for someone who is beginning with the running, this is good result, and probably, I mean, certainly is done in that third zone. Its third zone is from 70 to 80% of maximal heart rate. We set on 80% its first lactate threshold. Till 80% we set its completely aerobic effort, and these zone 3 runs are normally they're combined with zone 2 runs, especially when we have some progressive run that let's say we start 20 minutes really easy, then 20 minutes a bit faster, and then 20 minutes more, and then maybe even in last 10 minutes we can go in zone 4. But as we said before, mainly the type of training is mainly aerobic, because the most of the time we were on the aerobic side. If you look on the 5 kilometer test pace, 5:0 per kilometer, this is 70 to 30 seconds slower. This is like 6:0 to 5:30 per kilometer. Is really similar to what was in zone 2 before, but it's just that little more intensity that it makes a change. That it's not maybe just clean aerobic effort. That is just a bit over the first threshold, and it's a bit more intensive. And how do you feel that? Your body needs a bit more of rest after this kind of session than after session in zone 2, if it's not too long, of course. I have to say that in modern way of training endurance, the zone 3 is almost non-existing, because or you run or you're training in that zone 2, or you're training in zone 4 or 5. That zone 3 is mostly for how can I say, it's there, but nobody really cares about it. So you really have to be careful in next zone 4. It's a zone of lactate threshold. And steady state. What means steady state? Steady state is a state of your body when how can I say, when you're running fast, but all parameters, all metabolisms in your body are in harmony. So you can run fast, you're breathing really hard, but you can just go, and you can run like that for 1 hour. let's say you run like that for 5:15 per kilometer for that guy who was running 25 minutes in 5 kilometer test. If you're running 5:15 per kilometer, you can run it for 1 hour. You're breathing hard, nothing happens. That means that you were in steady state. Everything was in harmony. But if you go only 5 seconds faster per kilometer, everything breaks. I would say that means that you just reach the lactate threshold. Because if you stay under the lactate threshold, then you can prolong this effort for maybe hour and a half, but just few seconds per kilometer faster, you go over the threshold and you have to stop after 45 to 50 minutes. This is the really sensitive area that you have to be careful. You need, I believe that you need the most experience in training to do the good training session in zone 4. It's easier to do it in zone 5 because there is a maximum. I mean, you go as hard as you can, but here you need a bit more of experience. Sorry, experience. Yes. Why did I expose that steady state? Because the most common mistake of recreational runners are to run all the time in steady state. And why they're running all the time in steady state? Because they have a feeling they did a good training. They go hard, but just not hard enough to go over the threshold, because this is the steady state we call also comfort zone. They are all the time in the comfort zone. They don't go over, they don't go slower, and they report to you like, oh, I can run really easy and I cannot go a bit faster. This is the first thing, they are running all the time in steady state. Or they say, oh, I can run like in that tempo, but if I go a bit easier, it's really boring. These are the most common comments from these runners. And you really, I mean, from my perspective, from my experience, you have to teach them about the zones, teach them about what each zone get to you, like from training, what you get from the training in that zone, why you have to training in zone 2 to build the infrastructure we set for VO2 max, why you have to training in zone 5, we'll talk later. But again, also steady state training is okay, but if you have a plan to be in steady state, if you have a plan to be over the lactate threshold, you have to go fast enough. So as I said, recreational runners spend most of the time in that zone, and it's also to stay too much time in that zone, it's limiting your progress. So if you want to progress, if you want to achieve more or be faster, you have to be more elastic about running in zone 2, 5, 4, and so on. We will talk about this on Thursday more, because we'll go through training programs, and we will discuss how the training is built during in week and month and so on. So training in lactate threshold, it's around 90% of heart rate, maximum heart rate. And it's approximately, this zone is approximately, as I said, 30 to 15 seconds per kilometer slower than your 5 kilometers test pace. The methods we are using, it's a tempo run. I said our European tempo run, or I said American tempo run is more like in steady state. European tempo run is more like on lactate threshold. But I also mentioned before, you really have to be careful when you are getting the informations about the training from different sites, like internet sites, like books or coaches, what they are meaning with lactate threshold. Because for this this parameter in endurance training, we have around 80 different names. You know, one they say lactate threshold and mean something like something other. Ones, I mean, there are so many different names for the same thing. But when you're learning something, when you're reading something, just be careful what was meant with that with that book or internet site. Okay. How can I now go further? Sorry, we have a bit of problem. We have a bit of problem with the presentation, with the hardware here. Baterija šnaja. Yeah. I'm sorry for the interruption. Give us 1 minute and we'll continue. Yes. Okay, we managed to get the presentation back. Thank you. As I said, tempo run and then progressive run. If you start in zone 2, then go to zone 3 and end it in zone 4, this can be really good experience. Also, from the side that you know how to manage the pacing that you have a lot of energy at the start of the run, and you have to be a bit slower, and then you know how to pace yourself up to the zone 4. This is really important for this running experience, and to be able to do a good pacing also on the half marathon. There is thousands of people around you. They all have their own race, but you need to stay in your pace, and through that kind of training, you really can train also like this. That side of running. As we said, on lactate threshold, you do the extensive interval training. Let's say 400 meter fast, 200 slow, 200 fast, 100 slow. But when you go the fast interval, you go a bit above lactate threshold, and in the short break you fall down, and you go above and you go on. You are in that area. That means that the metabolism is working around lactate threshold area, but you are running faster. Your neuromuscular system is working like on VO2 max training, and with that kind of training is then easier go to then harder sessions. And of course, fartlek can be also in lactate threshold if it's built like that. You know, if you have short breaks between intensive parts of fartlek, it can be around lactate threshold training. If it's longer breaks, then it's lower intensity, but it's not a problem. Okay, and the last one, the zone 5, this is a zone for VO2 max. It starts from 90%, which is, we said, the threshold, till 100% of maximal heart rate. Intervals for VO2 max are intensive. They are normally made above 95% of maximal heart rate. And looking from 5 kilometers test pace, the intervals should be made around 15 seconds per kilometer faster. If they are like 1 kilometer repetitions. If the intervals are shorter, like 800 meters or 600 meters, they should be even faster than 15 seconds per kilometer. But we will talk more about this in Thursday through the training plans. The method we can use it is long aerobic interval training. And now we come to next part of our presentation, which I believe is really important to you, because you will get a group of runners. I don't know, maybe 5, maybe 10, maybe 20. And first, we said you will do the interviews with them. You will find out, what they wish, what is their background in sport, in running. And you need to perform some testing that you will be able to put them in some smaller groups that they will train together with the same program. We said before, someone who is not able to run like 30 minutes in one piece, they don't need performance testing. They are beginners. Someone who is, we said, not running, but he's fit, he's young and fit. He can run like 2 weeks easy, and then you do the performance testing with him, and then he can join the group. But the guys and the ladies that they were not active in last years, you should work in the gloves with him. I said really careful, better a bit less than a bit too much, and the most important thing is that they have the consistency. They can train from day to day. In performance testing, we have different options. One is lab testing. I'm just mentioning it. You don't have to do the lab testing. I'm sure some of you have experience with lab testing. You did some VO2 max testing. And if you go to the lab, this is really more for high performance, or later for high performance in recreational sport also. If you want to run half marathon 125, 120, then you say, okay, now I'm going into the project. I was running 128 half marathon. Now I want to go under 4 minutes per kilometer. You go to lab, you do the lab testing, you get all the parameters. What is your VO2 max? What is your VO2 max compared to your body weight? What is your lactate threshold 1 and 2? What is your ventilation? Where you have and from that parameters you can see also a good doctor of performance scientist can see where you have some reserve in your training, in your performance, and you can put more knowledge into that part of the training. But for us, it's totally good to do some field testing. We have different kind of field testing. This is maybe you know Cooper test. We know Cooper test for you are running for 12 minutes. You also and for this Cooper test you have some you can find on the internet some charts that you can evaluate what that result means. Normally with 12 minutes or 2,400 meters, which is second option for Cooper test, we also measure like VO2 max speed. We say, okay, this is VO2 max speed. Then we have Conconi test. This is the like progression test where you run each 200 meters a bit faster, and then you have to measure heart rate, and then you're searching the some break in the linear line, and you can find out where your lactate threshold is. You have a beep test, yo-yo test. These are tests more for schools and maybe team sports, but they are field testing. But for us, it can be more simple. We can do just direct testing on certain distance, 1,000, 2,500, 1,500, 2,300, 3,000, 5,000 meters. First, I really advise you to find out the distance that someone needs to run to be on his maximal effort for 7 to 8 minutes. If he's there for 7 to 8 minutes, you can say, okay, this is his VO2 max speed. And this is the speed where he reach his maximal aerobic potential. That means he burns the most amount of oxygen at that speed. If you have that marker in the training for him, you can calculate easily how fast should he run. Slower paces and faster paces and so on. We will get to this in 1 minute. So if you have a slower runner which can run, maybe they will need 7 to 8 minutes on 1,500 meters. And faster runners, they will need 2,000 or 2,400 meters. Doesn't matter. You try to find out where they have this where is that speed for the testing for them, and then you apply the test distance. You can measure them more than once. You can measure them once and you say, okay, you can do the testing on 2,000 meters, and one guy will run 5 minutes 45 and another guy will run 11 minutes. Okay, the guy with 5:45 needs 2,400 meters for testing, and the guy with 11 minutes needs 1,600 or 1,500 meters. You find the right distance for him, and then you can do this testing every 4 to 6 weeks, and you can see direct progression in their performance. Let's say the guy who was running 11 minutes. Then he ran. You put him on the 1,500 minutes. He needs 8 minutes exactly for this. No problem. In 4 weeks, he will need 7 minutes 30, and 4 weeks, he will need 7 minutes. And then he will need 6 minutes 30. And you say, great, look, this is a great progression. Now you will move to 2,000 meters after a few months. Not a problem. Okay, and then we get, as I said, if the testing is around 7 to 8 minutes, you can say we get the estimation of their speed at VO2 max. This is speed, like in which speed they're doing this, but we just estimate that. This is not like really, how can I say, 100%, but it's good enough for us. So I really advise you to then what to do with the results of the testing. I really advise you to use help with the calculators that are online. I found one. I also use one. This is we.2.com. It's a really nice calculator when it can help you with planning of the training and also with individualization of the training. So when we put results in, let's say someone was running 1,500 meters, result was 7 minutes 30. This is exactly 5 minutes per kilometer. First, what we get out is information. What are his training zones? We can say this is like zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, zone 5. First, you have to look behind the system. You have to look at how they calculated those zones. Maybe these are not the same percentages that we were explaining before. You have to check the system. You have to do the how can I say, the calculation by yourself, so you can evaluate, okay, this is a bit faster than I need, this is a bit slower. But when you calculate this, you know how to use it, and you can use it really successfully. And you can use it successfully for interval sessions, for short interval sessions, we said extensive interval session, for intensive interval session, and for long runs, and so on. And what is also important with that calculator, it gets you the sum. equivalent of what are you capable of doing. Let's say that guy here, you can see, sorry. No, here you can. I cannot. I don't know if you see the last column of this chart. Is 1,500 meters is 500 per kilometer. If you can move, yeah, that would be great. Great. On that calculator, you can see the equivalent. That means, okay, if I run 1,500 meters with good training, I will be able to run half marathon in 2 hours and 7 minutes. Of course, this is not for everybody. It's not the same calculation. I mean, this is some average calculation, but still, this is some information that you can use it, and then you go to 5 kilometer test. Okay, and with this preparation, you should run it like 27 minutes. And if it's around plus minus 30 seconds, then the calculation is okay. And then you can have some information where this is going, your training is going, and I think this is really important information for your runners. This is some feedback that you can give them, and they will be really happy because they will know if they are on the right path or no. Let's say someone wish to run a half marathon in 2 hours, and you will be able to say to him that, okay, but if you want to run a half marathon under the 2 hours, then first you have to run 1,500 meters below, I don't know, 7 minutes or something like that. And this is really good direct information for the runners, which they will understand. And after you will have these results for each runner, you will be able to organize them in the different groups. And from my experiences on the terrain with the runners, I suggest you to use this kind of times of testing. Let's say, as we said, doesn't matter if you were testing 1,500 meters or 2,000 or 2,400. It has to be around 7 to 8 minutes, and then you can see the calculation for 10 kilometer prediction. You can see on that table, and then you can put them into the different groups. First is a group of beginners. This is everybody who is unable to run more than 30 minutes, we said, and these are people who did the testing. The second group, how will you put the name of group? I said group one, group of runners 1, 2, 3. Maybe you will say the green group, the red group, the yellow group. I don't know how. They in the group 1, you should put someone who is his prediction is over 60 minutes in 10 kilometers. These are a bit slower runners, but still they can run, they can do intervals, they can do tempo runs, but in their own pace. The second, the group of runners 2, third group is between 50 and 60 minutes on 10 kilometers prediction, and fourth group, group of runners 3, under 50 minutes. Why like that? Because you will make small groups like 3, 4, 5 people maybe, or 2, that they will be able to train together with the same training program. And this is this first step into individualization that you have to do it on a terrain. And when you will start to do with with the beginners or with the other runners, you really have to put into the consideration the basic principles of sport exercise. There are more. I just wrote 4 of them. There are more, but these 4, I think, they are most important for endurance training. The first one is the principle of individualization. I'm sorry for the mistype. We already covered that. We did field testing. We did this. We put the runners into the small groups, and we already did that. Now they just need a good training program who follows this principle, and it is taking care of adapting to each athlete's needs and characteristics. That means that someone maybe who is not fast enough in the group of runners one. We said over 60 minutes on 10 kilometers, but has a lot of experience in running. He can train more than others. This is this individualization that you have to do it. But someone who just started to run, you should not put so much mileage to him. I mean, so many kilometers. He should run less. He should use other ways of training endurance, like a bit of biking, a bit of walking, a lot of strength exercises, and this is the individualization that you need to do it on the terrain. The second one is the principle of progression. That means that training must proceed gradually and systematically with decreasing load. On the terrain, we said, okay, if someone wants to run 21 kilometers, you will not put 18 kilometers long run on the first week. Of course not. First, you will see, okay, can you run 10 kilometers? You will see that they can run 10 kilometers easy. They feel good. They have no, they are not injured and so on. And then you gradually putting kilometers in. In 2 weeks, they will run 12 kilometers, and they will do that 2 times, and then they will run 14 kilometers and so on. And progressively they will come to 18, maybe even 20 kilometers, and they will be able to run half marathon with no problems. Principle of variation is that we introduce changes in training. What that means, that it's not the same training every week. Some older system of coaching were like that. Okay, every Monday is fartlek, every Tuesday is this, every Wednesday is long run, every Thursday is easy run, every Friday is interval training. If you're training like this, it can be successful. It's proven to be successful, but it's very challenging mentally, because people already knows, oh, this, I don't like this kind of training, and they start to miss on the sessions because they don't like the training type of session. And with the variation, with that, the training is not the same every day, that even if you do intervals, you do every time the different kind of intervals. If you do fartlek, you do every time different kind of fartlek. You also stimulate people to it's more fun for them, and they enjoy more while training, and it really helps them. As it says, it prevents monotony and mental fatigue, and enhances adaptation, which is more important. If they feel good, if they are having fun, they will progress more. And the last one written here is the principle of systematization. We will talk a bit more about that on Thursday with periodization of training, because according to the principle of systematic training, the development of athletic performance requires structured and progressive planning over time. What that means, again, that if we have now 20 weeks till Ljubljana Marathon, and someone is not running a lot, he will need like 12 or even 16 weeks just to basic general endurance training, and just last 4 or 8 weeks for specific in endurance training. That means that we will make sure that he will become fit first, before we put a lot of kilometers on the program for him, so he doesn't get injured, or his mental state is okay, and everything is he's having fun, like I said before, and this is really important in endurance training. This is the now till Ljubljana Marathon is 22 weeks. Probably you will not start tomorrow. You will have 20, 18 weeks, I don't know. But this is a bit less than half a year, which is enough time to prepare for half a marathon or 10 kilometers or everything. Even the beginners who are not running at that time can prepare in 22 weeks or 20 weeks, can prepare for 10-kilometer race to be able to do it in easy way with no injuries and for fun. And the basic periodization will be, like I said, 12 weeks of basic aerobic training, not a lot of intervals. If there will be, it will be short aerobic type of intervals, a lot of sorry, there is one comment. Is it enough to only prepare? Maybe you can see it.
From Dash.
Where I was I was saying first 12 weeks there will be just a general endurance strength, specific strength, and only in last 8 weeks the tempo runs, the intervals, the longer intervals, and so on. And long runs, we in that preparation period, you should build from the day one. The day one, the long run is maybe 8 kilometers, and then 10, 12, and so on. Yeah. What was the comment?
The first one is for the chart, the average times. Do you somehow consider gender average when you quote timings, or is it by default about male athletes? When you look at the times, you said 7:30, 7:30. 1.5
No. This is not. This is or men or women. Doesn't matter. It's the same.
And the other one, is it enough only to prepare to run it, also for quite good time for not fully beginner runner? Blaž, can you explain? Maybe you can just put your mic on and ask the question. Blaž? We can't hear you. Nope. Okay, maybe we'll get just a sec. He says just a sec.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep, now we can hear him, Blaž.
Okay, so you said that in 20 weeks or 18, 16 you can prepare to run it, let's say a half marathon, and enjoy it. Is it possible to, let's say, for someone who isn't who is running, not a lot, but he has at least a bit of that base endurance, I guess, to run it quite good? Or for example, if someone comes to us and says, hey, I want to run, let's say, 140 half, can they do it if they run semi-regularly, like on average, I guess? Kind of my question.
Yeah, I understand it. Yes, look, for sure, if they are healthy, young, and fit, they can do it. If they start to run now, like 2 to 3 times per week. For first week, this should be really low volume, like 2 times 6 or 2 times 8 kilometers max. I mean, it's 1 time 6 kilometers, 1 time 7, 8 kilometers in maybe fartlek with a bit of walking, a bit of some strength exercises in between. And then this is like 2 weeks, and then after 2 weeks, you put in the program one bike for 1.5 to 2 hours. So they run 2 times per week and they bike 1 time per week, or hike, like they walk up the hill. Let's say at least 600 vertical meters or 800 vertical meters. This is good general endurance training. And they start from week to week, they start to build this also specific strength for running, and you can add a bit of kilometers to them. And you, as we said, you have 12 weeks. You can play with that, just general endurance training. It doesn't mean that they need to run a lot. They just need to be active to get like 6 hours per week of endurance training. And if they will do this for 12 weeks, I'm sure they will be able to run later, like 14 kilometers long run, and in 2 weeks, 16 kilometers, and so on. And for the first half marathon, for sure, it's not for first half marathon. It's not good to go to race. To race it, to say, okay, I want to run 1 hour and 40. For first half marathon, you go there and you try to go through it without any problems. You go on the safer side, and you try to go through it, and you will be able to tell them how fast they can go with that calculations. You will measure them on 2 kilometers, or even better, you will measure them later on 5 kilometers. They will do a 5 kilometers test, and from 5 kilometer test to half marathon, you can calculate really, really precise. I mean, the correlation between 5 kilometers run and 21 for recreational runner is really high. So if someone will do, I don't know, 5 kilometers in 22 minutes, or let's say 20, this is 40 per kilometer, and we said the half marathon is around half a minute per kilometer slower than 5 kilometer test pace. They will be able to run it in 4:30, let's say, and that's 1 hour 33. This is the basic calculation, and then of course, when you'll do this testing, this test you will do like 4 weeks before marathon. You will give them the specific workouts. You will give them the specific workouts, like 4 times 3 kilometers or 3 times 4 kilometer in race pace. And if they will not be able to do the training, you will know that they will not be able to do the half marathon. But if they will be able to do the 2 or 3 training like this, I'm sure that they will be able to run a half marathon. Through the training, through the program, you will see if they will be able to run that fast, and of course, if they are at all prepared to do the kilometers like that, like 21. If everything is, if all the parameters, all the testing is saying no, you're not prepared, then you have to advise the team, look, go to 10 kilometers, go a bit faster, and then you will train through the winter, and you will get another half marathon. You can run half marathon every weekend here in Slovenia, Italy, Germany. I'm sure you can find a race almost every weekend in the autumn and the spring. So this is really not a problem to not to conclude this training with a good race. If someone will not be prepared to Ljubljana, what is a problem? Look, from 19th October till 15th of December, you have half marathon every week in 100 kilometers perimeter from your house. Probably you can run it. So you can come to Ljubljana, run 10 kilometers easy, and then you give yourself like additional 4 to 6 weeks of training, and you will be also really good prepared for half marathon. Did I answer in the way?
Very good. Thank you. Yeah,
okay,
exactly
okay.
what I meant. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That's it for today. I don't have. I just want to say, yeah, this the 12 weeks of basic aerobic training includes mostly aerobic runs. What I was explaining now, a lot of running technique. We will learn about this next time in Thursday, because running technique has two positive side effects. One is better efficiency of running, and the second one is strength, specific strength of running, because the running technique is basically also the strength exercises running, and basic strength exercises are really important for general fitness. In the last 8 weeks or 4 weeks, maybe for someone, of specific training includes long runs. I said before that long runs are also made before, but not every week. In the last 8 weeks, maybe you can use it every week or every 10 days to really build up the kilometers. Specific race pace sessions, I said it before, like 3 times 4,000 meters in a pace for race pace, or even a bit faster, a few seconds per kilometer faster. And every training like this is also a test for if you can see if you will be able to do the race later or no. Tempo runs, because the tempo run is a bit harder way of running. Tempo run it's hard session. You need to be prepared for it mentally, but it has positive effect of right on mental preparation for a race, because on the race you're also suffering in between. And if you didn't try this on the training before, a lot of people is then surprised at the race. Yeah, thank you. Surprised at the race, what happened, it was so tough. So if you're training hard sometimes, it's also pay off on the race day. And of course, the interval training is important, because if we want to lift our VO2 max, we said in first 12 weeks of basic aerobic training, we build up the infrastructure for VO2 max, and in the last 8 weeks, we use 4 weeks of training on VO2 max with intervals, and in that way we should really lift up our oxygen VO2 max, so we can use more oxygen, and this can directly transfer to progress in running speed. So this is the basic periodization. We will talk more about it next time. I will also have prepared some programs, and next time we will try to do some workshops in the groups for the how to plan the training for different groups of runners. So you will be equipped from that side for work in the future. So this is it for today. So any questions and answers, you are welcome to do it now. Thank you.
Is it truthful?
I think that everything for me was very clear, so I don't have questions. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, yeah.
Okay, so anyway, if you have some questions, maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, you can ask. Well, tomorrow our lecturer will not be with us. Maybe if you will just follow, but we will talk about 3 different topics linked to the psychology and motivation, nutrition, and also prevention of from sport injuries and medicine in sport. So this is a plan for tomorrow. We start at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We will make some breaks, and then on Thursday we continue with the specific topics, and Klemen will also present direct training techniques, and it will be really interesting. So hope you received a lot of useful information, and that should be enough for today.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
See you tomorrow. Bye bye.
See you
Thanks so much.
tomorrow.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. See you
Bye.
tomorrow.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.